Suppose we have a program residing in the secondary memory, which consists of multiple tasks that can be executed in parallel. For example, let it be a web server which accepts the client requests and services each request. So servicing the client requests can be done in parallel and in parallel with receiving the client requests. So here we have some parallelism in the program design. Now our aim is to take advantage of this parallelism during execution. Now it's time to execute this program. So we loaded this program into the main memory and created a process corresponding to it. For that, we allocated an address space for this process, which includes a code space where we keep the program code or the text, and the data space where we keep the static and global data. Stack space where we keep the local variables for this process and the parameters of the functions, and heap space for dynamic memory allocations. Also, the process is allocated with a process control block which keeps all the information about this process. Now we allocated the processor to this process. Hence, the program counter and all the CPU registers will be having some values corresponding to this process. Program counter will be pointing to an address within the code space of the process. Similarly, all the CPU registers will be having some value corresponding to the process P1. Now processor is allocated to P1 and P1 is in execution now. So the server will receive the client request. Whenever one request is received, this process creates another process or a child process in order to handle that client request. Similarly, when another request is received, so one more process, a child process, is created in order to handle that request. Now all these processes are the instances of the same program. They are using the same program and they are performing some particular task belonging to this program. But when the process is created, each process will be allocated with its own address space, its own code space, data space, heap space, and stack space. And also each process will be associated with its own process control block. Now, in order to take advantage of the parallelism in this program design, we are making use of a multitasking environment in which the processor keeps on switching between the processes frequently. As a result, all the processes become responsive, and this will create an effect as if the processes are being executed parallelly. So now P1 is in execution. It means the processor is executing some lines of code from the code space of P1 by accessing this data space, this heap space, and this stack space, and the processor registers are having the values corresponding to the process P1. After the time slice, we will switch the processor to the next process P2. Before switching, all these register contents corresponding to P1 and all the information related to this address space will be saved to the process control block of P1. Then the processor switches to the next process P2. And while P2 is being executed, the processor will be executing some lines of code within the code space of P2 by accessing this data space, heap space, and stack space belonging to P2. And the processor registers will be having some values corresponding to the process P2. Similarly, P3, it means whenever these processes are being executed, they are accessing their own stack space, heap space, data space, and code space, and in effect, each process is having its own CPU registers. Now in the program design, instead of creating separate process to handle each task, let us create separate thread to handle each task. Now it's time to execute the program. So we loaded the program from the secondary memory to the main memory, allocated an address space for it, and allocated a process control block. And this address space consists of code space, data space, heap space, and stack space. And the processor is allocated to this process. Now P1 is being executed. Now this is actually our first thread. It will be executed accepting client request. When one client request is received, one thread will be created to handle that request. And while creating a thread, just a stack space will be allocated for that thread. Now the second request is received. To handle that request, one more thread is created, and that thread will be allocated with just a stack space. So here we can see each thread is having its own stack space, and also each thread will be associated with its thread control block. Now our first thread is being executed. When this first thread is executed, the processor will be executing some lines of code from this code space, accessing this data space, this heap space, and this stack space belonging to thread 1. We are using multitasking environment where we keep on switching the processor from one thread to another thread. So now the time slice is over. So we are going to switch from thread 1 to thread 2. While thread 1 is being executed, the processor registers are having the values corresponding to thread 1. Before switching, all these values will be saved to the thread control block corresponding to thread 1. Now processor switches to thread 2, but while executing thread 2, even now processor will be executing some lines of code from the same code space and will be accessing the same data space, same heap space, but the stack space corresponding to thread 2, and the processor registers will be having the values corresponding to thread 2. Then we save the contents of the registers corresponding to thread 2 to the thread control block of thread 2, and then switch the processor to the next thread T3. While T3 is being executed, the processor will be executing the instructions or lines of code from the same code space, will be accessing the same data space, same heap space, but the stack space corresponding to thread 3, and the processor registers will be having the values corresponding to thread 3. It means all the threads of this process are sharing the same code space, data space, and heap space, but each thread is having its own stack, and in effect each thread is having its own CPU registers. Now to improve the level of parallelism, we can use multiple processors instead of one processor. Suppose here we have 3 processors. Now each of this thread can be assigned to each processor, and all the threads can be executed in parallel. The CPU 1 will be executing thread 1 by accessing this code space, data space, heap space, and the stack space for thread 1. And CPU 2 will be executing thread 2 by accessing the same code space, data space, heap space, and the stack space for thread 2. And CPU 3 will be executing thread 3 by accessing the same code space, data space, heap space, and the stack space for thread 3. So here it is clearly visible, all the threads share the same code space, data space, heap space, and each thread is having its own stack and its own CPU registers. So when all these 3 threads are executed in parallel, each thread will be performing some task by executing some lines of code from the same code space and by accessing the same data structures. It means there are multiple lines of control passing through the same program space. Then instead of multiple processors, when we use a single processor and when we use a multitasking environment, then also the effect is the same. We will have multiple lines of control passing through the same program space. But for processors, there is only a single line of control passing through the program space.